Swiss franc is support, and 94 needs to be broken on a daily level and hold, or I'm sorry, the 95 level and hold. Yep, so we'll go to the US Japanese yen, which is a very strong currency that was playing this week because of the volume in open interest, and it would seem to be the strongest currency that my daily analysis report kind of covered. So 94.50 is support. The next level of beat is 96.50. We've actually seen a crossover on the MACD on the daily, suggesting that the upside is still prevailing, and a lot of buyers coming in and wanting to short the yen, and the trend is still because of the congestion area of people didn't know whether the yen was overbought or oversold, and the trend is it's still in a weak zone. Once the ADX gets above 25, then it'll confirm a little bit more to the downside of the yen. And I'm just going to take you to on another screen that you won't be able to see, but the Canadian dollar, I believe, is at extreme levels. Oh no, it is nearing extreme levels. I think it's the British pound that's at extreme levels. Actually, the E-mini S&P stock index is at really extreme levels. It's at the bottom of the range. It's never been over for the last 65 weeks. Never been at this low of shorting extremes. So that's something to watch and be wary of. Don't hold overnight, especially during data days. The economic calendar for next week is for the US is retail sales at 8:30 on Wednesday. And then we have Thursday, which is kind of a bigger day. We got two economic reports coming out, the jobless claims and the producer price index, both at 8:30. And then on Friday, we have the consumer price index and the industrial production in between 8:30 and 9:15. So those are the things to watch. There's not, as far as we know, there's no Fed officials coming out next week, which is kind of good. I don't really like watching them too much because they usually like to twist their words and manipulate prices a little bit to their favor, to whatever they see fit. For the international economic calendar, we've got the British pound coming out with manufacturing, production, and New Zealand's coming with a lot of data on Wednesday at 4 p.m. A lot of monetary data coming out. So that's basically about it. And then Thursday and Friday we got a lot of US data coming out as well. For the news, there's the ECB is becoming reluctant to print money because of the trifecta. They want more banking regulations across the international zone, or should I say the monetary zones. And the BOJ is keen to keep their inflation target at 2% and keep on printing money. The outlook for the euro is not positive. A lot of analysts and institutions are saying that the 128 level is coming in. For the weekend wrap up in the Friday session, we've seen non-farm payrolls come in at 236 versus 165, which was very bullish. The Canadian employment was 50.7 versus 8,000 expected, so that was very bullish. Canadian housing starts were up. January wholesale inventories were up from 1.2 over 0.3 expected. So, the monetary side, the Fed said that we'll see U.S. rate hikes in the next 2 years at 2015. The Canadian dollar leads, Japanese legs. So that's about it. The CFTC numbers I already called. U.S. dollar longs, it wasn't a really big surprise. The Canadian dollar resisted against the U.S. dollar surge. And the Chinese data for the last few months have been coming out very slow. The CPI numbers, industrial production, and all that isn't favoring the commodity currencies like the Canadian dollar, the Australian dollar, and the New Zealand dollar. Just because of the China slowdown. A lot of people are really, really hoping. So I think that eventually that there will be a stimulus, and they're talking. Japanese officials, finance ministers, were saying that they're wanting to join in on this currency war and keep monetary policy at a more efficient level and target it. And there is also news that the Japanese yen, they're going to issue money at a more level equilibrium. The amount of currency that they have out is the amount of currency that they'll ease or print. So that was the U.S. session. It's always a good idea to go to the CME group and watch the daily change to find the most liquidity in whatever currency pair you're trading, or if you're trading indexes, to find out which currencies are the strongest. So that's about it for this week's market wrap, and next week we'll look forward to more trend trading with everything that's going on. Alright, thanks for watching.